Hello everyone, VJose back with another review. This is a prototype deck of a deck that is currently on Kickstarter, and I would recommend checking it out. They are getting close to funding. This is the plugged nickel playing cards, and as you can see, you get basically a heart with a cow or bull skull in it with horns on it, and it says plugged nickel playing cards on the very bottom. It's a little bit hard to see with the coloring that they used, but it's there. The actual deck that's on Kickstarter will be a bicycle deck made by the USPC with bicycle stock, air cushion finish, so it's going to be a lot better quality than this. And this I'm not really going to look at quality too much, obviously. So on the one side there's Imperial and Finish made in USA. You got a barbed wire element all over the cards. Plugged nickel cards. Wanted poster deck. There is a second deck. The reason why it says wanted poster deck is because there is a second deck for a stretch goal, but not looking like they're going to reach it. And at the top you get a couple of skulls. At the bottom you get their logo. It says it was designed and illustrated and designed by Matt Drake. VigZenterGames.com, that's the company, and there's the logo. And these were printed by Liberty Playing Cards, which is from Gambler's Warehouse, ironically. Yet they don't print the cards there, they go through USPC. Kind of odd. The pack design is skulls and western theme. There's a barbed wire and skulls and these kind of wheels in the corners. Pretty interesting. No seal on this one or anything on the flap. You do get a couple of skulls there though, in case you're wondering. This, by the way, is not the first time around on Kickstarter for this deck. It's had at least one previous attempt, possibly two, I don't recall exactly. Anyway, unfortunately I don't know where I left off. My memory ran out, so I had to stop once again and go back to the computer. I'm not going to start over again. But basically I was talking about this deck, and it's been on Kickstarter before, at least once, possibly twice, I don't recall exactly. The biggest issue I think with it getting funded all these times is that it was two decks instead of one, so the goal was really high and it just wasn't reachable. Now it's one deck, but the other one is a stretch goal, and it looks like it will reach the goal. Anyway, you do get this one card inside. It's a kind of an ad card. It says there are very few problems that cannot be solved with inappropriate application of violence. That's just cool and funny. Yes, I get the back design. Unfortunately, for some reason on this ad card and the double backer, it's off-centered, but that's not a big deal. It's not the official deck, it's just a prototype. You get to see the back design, which is pretty cool. It's got a dirty, old look to it, worn out. Do get a double backer, like I said. And then your jokers. It might be a little bit hard to see. Well, it does say Joker on top and bottom instead of in the corners like usual. And what you see is a coin that has a bullet hole through it. And you may not be able to tell, but that's a bison on there. And it says United States of America, 5 cents. And there's a bullet hole in the bison, and there's barbed wire around it as well. And Joker is kind of in a brownish color, the word Joker. The other Joker is similar, except it's the other side of the coin, and you see a Native American with a hole in his head. And it says Liberty in 1995, so it's not even an old coin. It almost doesn't fit with the theme, the western theme of the deck, because it's in 1995 instead of like 1895. Maybe it's a slight oversight, I don't know. And it says Joker top and bottom again, except Joker this time is in a black color, and so is the barbed wire. And one thing you notice with the faces is they have this kind of a scroll paper look to them, which is pretty cool. Ace of Spades has some kind of a skull on it. And there is this little ribbon down here. It actually says, "We all got it coming," on this ribbon, but it's really hard to make out in the colors that they used for the writing. I would advise changing that, make it readable, or remove it. but not a big deal. And then at the bottom it says plug nickel playing cards from Vic Center Games, made in the USA. The other aces have a similar look to them, with bulls or bison or buffaloes or cows, skeletons in them. Skulls, I should say. Skeletons, that's a new word. Skeletons. That's kind of weird looking though. Just a little bit. Especially these two. Court cards, pretty interesting. They got country western folks. Skeletons of them. It's almost a zombie type look. It's a Little House on the Prairie. A skeleton. This guy is not the Suicide King, but he's pointing a gun at his head, and he's holding some cards in his hand. Yet miners, you got cowboys, cowgirls, miners, soldiers, nutcases, I'm guessing. Here's the Suicide King. He's got a knife in his head, or a sword. This image is seen a lot on the Kickstarter campaign. I will post a link to the Kickstarter campaign below. I suggest checking it out at the very least. All the pips are custom, as are the indexes, and they do have some barbed wire elements within the pips themselves. It's a little bit hard to see, but they're there. Anyways, it's a pretty cool, different deck of cards. It's western and skulls. These cards are printed by Liberty Playing Card Company, which is owned by Gambler's Warehouse, evidently. And I mean, the stock is pretty good. It's a nice stock, I will say that much. And everything, but the finish, not half bad. They don't fan very good, they clump a lot. They do, however, spread pretty good. I don't have a very smooth surface for spreading because I'm on a clumpy bed, but they spread okay. Anyways, that's not the quality that you're going to get though. You're going to get a USPC Bicycle stock air cushion finish deck. Much better quality. And it should be good. Check it out, link below. Yeah, see you next time.